today's world, there are hundreds of sewing tools on the market for you to choose from. And some of them are just nice to have, like pinking shears or a seam roller. But you can still create masterpieces without them. So today I've put together my top 6 sewing tools that will make your sewing easier and a lot more enjoyable. So let's get into it. Number 1, a rotary cutter. The start of every project requires that you cut out some shapes from your fabric. And this is my favorite because once I lay my fabric out, I don't need to move it anymore. I just simply cut out. Please do bear in mind that when using a rotary cutter, you have to use a cutting mat. Otherwise, you will be damaging your surface when you cut. At number 2 are tiles. I use these tiles as pattern weights because, as I mentioned before, once I lay my fabric down to cut out, I don't want it to move anywhere, so I have these. I have different shapes of tiles for different areas depending on the projects that I'm cutting out. For example, for sleeves, I use smaller tiles, and for bigger areas, I just use a plain old big square tile. There are many other things that you can use as pattern weights. I've used shoes, books, and even tinned food before, so use whatever you have to hand. Number 3 are fabric clips. I find these so much easier to use, especially when I'm on the sewing machine. I won't forget that they will go under my presser foot. I can clearly see them and I can just remove them. I prefer these to needles as well because if these fall on the floor, I can actually see them. Whereas pins, I'll have to go on my hands and knees and I might poke myself while doing that. Moving on to number 4, a ruler. To rule the world. No. Not that. So I use a ruler in order to find my straight grain on my fabric so that I can cut my patterns out accurately. This is the one I use the most, but you can also use a tape measure, which is more flexible and it has a longer length than this ruler that I currently have. Also, measuring tape is flexible, so if you are making clothing, you can measure around your body. At number 5 are seam rippers. A lot of people are scared to use these, but no matter how experienced you are as a sewer, you are bound to make mistakes sooner or later. So just grab one of these, unpick your little mistake, and just redo it. Last but not least, at number 6 is an iron. Now, this is pretty obvious to me now, but at the beginning of my sewing journey, I never used to use one of these until I posted something on social media and someone said to me, have you tried using an iron to fix that? So now I have an iron on every single time I make something. Press your seams as you go, press whatever needs pressing as you go to make your project look more professional. These 6 sewing gadgets will definitely make your sewing life a lot easier and more enjoyable. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.